Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, iRacing fans from around the world, welcome to our very special Saturday night race. Race 4 Pad 266. Check them out at www.padd.org. I am Scott Kolovic. This is KMA TV, and tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned, we hold a very special race out here every Saturday. Our weekly Race 4 Pad. Now, if you don't know what Pad is, by the end of the night, ladies and gentlemen, you will know what Pad is. People Against Distracted Driving. I'm going to give you a little bit of history out here about Pad. A number of years ago, the owner and founder of Pad, Mike Kalini, lost his daughter due to a texting and driving accident. Now, Nikki was in the back seat, safely buckled up. Don't know if she was on her phone or not, but it doesn't matter. She was in the back seat. Up in the front seat, the driver of the vehicle made the deadliest decision she could ever make and decided to text and drive. And unfortunately, the daughter of Mike Kalini, Nikki Kalini, lost her life in that accident as an innocent victim. So Mike set off on a journey, and a very important journey that was, and he set out to inform as many people as possible about the dangers of distracted driving, thereby creating Pad. Now, if you need a little bit more information than I've supplied about Pad, go to www.padd.org. People Against Distracted Driving. While you're there, feel free to read the literature, read the statistics, read all the information about the dangers of distracted driving, and walk away hoping that we can change your life. And if you've got that bad habit of having your cell phone up there with you, put it down, sit on it, throw it in the trunk, throw it out the window, whatever you've got to do. Ladies and gentlemen, we want you to stay alive. Do not text and drive. We are out here at Talladega, set off for 100 laps on this four left turns. Pretty simple, you would think. Thing is, though, the track is 2.653 miles long, and that is a mighty long track, and that is going to make for a lot of three. I saw 4 wide out here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. 4 wide out here during practice, but it is 100 laps. Now, you do the math, that can be completed roughly in just over an hour. But everybody's got to cooperate. We've got great weather out here tonight. Air temp set at 66, bringing that track temp to 76.8 degrees. Good temperatures. Those tires should not be sliding across this track tonight, but as they heat up, tire wear may come into factor. Fuel is going to be very, very important tonight. Drivers are running out on a 65% fuel load. Going to be doing some early pitting right around the early 30s is what I'm thinking. Definitely, I've seen plenty of times out here that he who pits first wins the race. So, pit strategy tonight. Hopefully, we'll go green flag, and that pit strategy will definitely come into play. Now, talking about the drivers, well, we've got our usual drivers out here, the KMA guys. Great job, been winning some races. Big shout out there, too. Gary Whitmer Jr., John Henderson for winning a couple of races here recently, as well as L.G. Whaley. But we've got some new drivers out here on the block that's been hanging around with us for just a couple of weeks now. We got the boys from Crow's Nest, owned and operated by Jimmy Crow and his brother J.D. Crow. And there's quite a few of them, and I tell you what, they have come to play. And in fact, they've got a female driver. You heard me right, ladies and gentlemen. A female driver. Rachel is going to be out there joining them tonight. So we'll see how that works out for her. Never had a lady driver out on the track. So this will be very, very interesting to see how all that comes into play. Drivers are finishing up their qualifying times as we speak. And we're going to take a good long look at those qualifying times and see exactly where these drivers have chosen to end up. Qualifying definitely not mandatory, but you may want to not. Let's see where they landed out here tonight. Sitting up there in first place, we've got Jesse Unruh pulling down a 54.384 side by side with David Anderson with a 54.408. Sitting off in third place, we've got Brandon Herndon. Everett Fastlane. Yeah, we love Everett. Love Everett every time we see him. Everett F Lane. I call him Everett Fastlane. He's sitting in fourth. Earl Otero in fifth, side by side with LG Whaley. LG Whaley, a recent winner in our weekly pad series. J.D. Crow sitting in seventh, and there she is, Rachel Hunt. She'll be starting off tonight in eighth position. Donald Stewart sitting in ninth. Rit Kadote sitting off in 10th position. In 11th position, we've got Bud Steele side by side with Rick Seabrands. Ernie Williams Jr. sitting in 13th. Jason Beach in 14th. Russell McCarron back in 15th. AJ McCarron in 16th. Side by side. Make it a family event. Lee Staples sitting back in 17th. And Jimmy Crow, owner of Crow's Nest, back into 18th spot. Ben Guerin, 19th. Gary Osborne falling into 20th. 21st belonging to John Woodruff, side by side with Lee Ryerson Jr. Ivan Garcia back into 23rd. Ryan Kuhn, 24th. Odd positioning for Ryan Kuhn. He's won a whole bunch of races. Real life racer. Art Peck, 25th, and David Casia into 26th position. Gary Whitmer Jr., last week's winner here at the weekly pad race, starting off in 27th and 28th, belonging to Craig Kinney. Michael Johnson into 29th and 30th, James Peterson. Ryan M. Brady back into 32nd. John Henderson into 33rd. Gary Whitmer 34th. Mark Bowes back into 35th. John Estes in 36th. Jimmy Tolliver into 37th, and Joel Guy in the rear, position 38. Kevin Scott Nelson, 39th. Chris Hogan, 241st. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. 39 drivers out here tonight, taking this field ready to run for a pad. Very excited about tonight's race, and I tell you what, it is going to be a good one. Hopefully these drivers will run caution-free. We'd like to see caution-free racing out here at KMA Racing in Crow's Nest. A lot of pressure up here on Jesse Unruh, running for Crow's Nest, as he will be starting off in first place. Side by side with the number 44. Going on green. I expect a lot of teamwork out here tonight with the Crow's Nest guys and the KMA Racing guys. Green flag is off and away we go. Double file start, mandatory, no 3 wide at the start, standard house rule. .133.44 off to a very smooth start. The 33 and the 36 in line. .100 laps out here tonight in the monthly Race 4 pad, 266. 44 clear and begins to drop down. 44 belonging to David Anderson. Here comes 36 of Everett Fastlane. David back up, almost going to a 3-wide position. Giving Jesse the run on the inside. 3 wide with the 78 and 99. A lot of action going on already. Number 78, Donald Stewart, stuck in the middle as the number 99, LG Whaley, get a huge push from Jason Beecher in the 26. We could go 4 wide. Almost 4 wide, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Is the 39 of Rick Sabran sneaks up that middle. LG up in the high lane, trying to get something going with the number 12 of Earl Lateral. Down drops 26 and the 99, leaving Earl high and dry. Room to come down. LG waving them in. I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, we're already a lot of action out here. Number 23, Russell McCarron, falling into the center, along with his 16 and 24 on the in and out. 24 belonging to Ernie Williams Jr. In the middle is the number 5 of A.J. McCarron. 3 wide, almost 3 deep out here at Talladega Super Speedway on lap 2 of 100. You would think that this is 5 to go, ladies and gentlemen. The way these drivers are out here racing tonight, it looks like it is 2 to go. They are ready to rumble. Number 33 doing a fine job down there on that inside lane, holding that lane very, very solid. 39 belonging to Brandon Herndon, running with the Crow's Nest, fellas. Side by side with the 12 and the 26, 3 wide. LG and the 99 in the center as the 27 rolls up top. 27 belonging to Jimmy Crow, Crow's Nest Motorsports. LG coming up onto the 16. 16 of Rachel Hunt, another Crow's Nest driver. Rachel Hunt up in that 3rd lane, looking extremely comfortable. And there is another Crow's Nest drivers in the yellow and green and purple. Nice looking paint job right there. And speaking of purple, you know what, ladies and gentlemen? A lot of drivers wear purple on their rims to celebrate the life of Nikki Clenny. Purple was her favorite color, so that's how we pay tribute on the pad. You notice there's a lot of coloring in the pad logo that is purple, so that is definitely a way that we remember our fallen angel, Nikki Clenny. And I want you to remember any fallen angel that has fallen victim to the dangers of distracted driving. Go to padd.org. A lot of information out there at pad.org. 3 wide, lap 4 of 100. In the middle with Earl Lateral. Drivers doing a fantastic job out here. Little picture on the rear end of the number 78 at the bottom of your screen there. That is Nikki Clenny. Donald Stewart in the middle. Donald Stewart out there in first place. Beautiful truck being driven by Donald Stewart in the number 78. Jason Beach out there. Everett Lane has led 4 laps. Everett Lane in the number 36. Down on the inside, taking a huge run and a huge push from the number 44 of David Anderson. "32 drivers out here tonight on this field. Three wide as far as the eye can see, ladies and gentlemen. Amazing, amazing race out here tonight. Ryan Kuhn, as we near the rear of the field, dropping down in front of the number 21 of Lee Staples. Number 40 up high. Lee Staples representing LA Graphics and Black Talon Racing. Black Talon in part with KMA Racing Sport, PADD.org. Number 21 for the Lee Staples, hanging out in the rear with the number 4 of Ben Gear and the 117 of Johnny Woodruff. Number 52, Gary Whitmer Sr. up in the middle lane, looking for a little bit of help from that number 28. 28 of Gary Osborne falling back with the number 52 of Gary Whitmer, catching on to the number 40. Number 40 of Art Peck side by side with the number 21 of Lee Staples. Lee Ryerson in the number 30 Mountain Dew side by side with his teammate, the number 72 of Ivan Garcia. Number 31, Gary Whitmer Jr. I want you to take a close look at this truck, ladies and gentlemen. The number 31 of Gary Whitmer. Beautiful, beautiful looking truck. Truck provided by Over the Top Paints and Designs. And there is our darling Nikki up there on the side of the truck, on the hood of the truck. Nikki Kalini Foundation. An angel never dies. And there's the www.padd.org logo on the rear end of the Chevy Silverado, being driven by Gary Whitmer Jr. Speaking of Gary Whitmer Jr., that pad video that we saw at the beginning of tonight's broadcast, brought to you by Gary Whitmer and GW Graphics. Gary Whitmer, owner of GW Graphics, coming out to the rear end of the number 30. Number 30 being driven by Lee Ryerson Jr. Gary Whitmer dropping down into that inside lane, possibly not liking what he's seen up front. In-car camera with Lee Ryerson Jr. I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, let's move up into that 3 wide with this in-car camera view a little bit. See what we can find. We are riding along with Russell McCarron, currently in 11th position. I tell you what, drivers doing a great job out here tonight. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, looking at this 3 wide, these drivers out here tonight doing an amazing job. Absolutely amazing. Every driver out here tonight holding their line. Looking at our race leaders, we've got Donald Stewart and Everett Lane fighting it out. 3 wide up near the front. Everett Lane has led 10 laps of the 13 laps that we have completed out here tonight. 5 lead changes between Everett, David, and Donald. Pretty much Everett Lane completely in control of tonight's race. Everett Lane down on that inside lane. Donald Stewart in the upper lane. Donald Stewart showing his support. The Pad Tribute Chevy Silverado getting a boost from the number 39 of Rick Sabrans. Down on the inside, number 44 of David Anderson being very, very helpful. 133, Jesse still doing a great job out here tonight. Loving the colors of that Crow's Nest truck. This is the weekly race for Pad 266. 266 miles out here on this very wide, very fast super speedway track. Drivers reaching speeds of around 180, 190 miles per hour. Middle lane seeming to lose a little bit of momentum, being led by the number 78. And just as I say that, here comes the number 78 and the number 39 one more time. There's still 3 wide back here in the center. We've got the number 31 of Gary Whitmer Jr. side by side with the number 26 of Jason Beach, with Old Blue LG Whaley up on the outside. Now this is very interesting right here. We have got 2 winners. Gary Whitmer Jr. won last week. LG Whaley won the week before. They're both near the rear of the field. John Henderson won the week before that, and he's way back in the rear of the field in position 28. But he's got help from his teammate, the number 20 of David Lacia, right along with the number 90 of Craig Kinney. Now, John and Dave are members of Picken Asphalt Motorsports, so we're going to keep a close eye on these 2 teammates as well. And they got a couple of other drivers further up in the field that they're looking to get to. Ben Gear, one of those drivers that would really love to get to the rear end of Ben Gear. We are caution free here on lap 17 of 183 laps to go. Everett Lane, our current race leader. And from this camera angle, ladies and gentlemen, you can see how absolutely wide this track is, how absolutely long this track is. It takes a long time to get around this track. So these drivers know they have got plenty of time. It's not go time. It's not even time to pit yet. We're looking at about 15 more laps before the drivers will have to move on into pit lane. Everett Lane still in the lead as we round around the dogleg. Running at speeds of 192 miles per hour. Brandon Herndon with the last lap of a 50.275. Fast lap of a 50.050. Plenty of time. Donald Stewart not even sweating it as David Anderson begins to make a little bit of a move there on the inside. But right now, there's nowhere to go, and they have really quieted down with the 3 wide we were seeing up front. In fact, they've gone down to a straight line formation. 5 trucks up in that middle lane. but they're not really connected up bumper to bumper. They need to get connected up bumper to bumper. JD Crow running around with speeds of 191 miles per hour. Last lap of a 50.314. JD started 7th, currently is into 10th position. Very close to his teammate, the number 24 of Ernie Williams Jr. Ernie Williams started 13th, currently is in 12th position, holding his own very nicely. Letting those laps just tick, tick, tick away. Rear to the field, straight line formation. We've got a driver down, Rick Cadoti, 1 lap down. Must have dropped down there to get out of the pack's way. Mighty courteous of Rit. We appreciate that. Rit not wanting to be any problems. But Rit 1 lap down in the number 34, Ritz Cracker. Tough break there for Rit. Kevin Scott Nelson in the number 224, working along with the number 22 of John Estes. And they are 7 seconds back from our leader, Everett Lane. Safe passage by Rit. We appreciate that. Kevin Scott Nelson, a huge supporter of the Alaskan Malamute. I can't think of the name of it. The Save the Alaskan Malamute. The Northern Lights Sled Dog Rescue. Northern Lights Sled Dog Rescue. There we go. Way up there, rounding turn 1. You can see that lead pack. Now, this might be where Kevin wants to be because he's got John Henderson up there with them. John Henderson, a winner of our fan race. They obviously know what they're doing. But I'm thinking they might be banking on a caution. Now, if they're banking on a caution here at 22 laps, you know what? I would be thinking, I don't think they're going to have a caution in the next 10 laps because everybody knows we're getting into their fuel load. We're going to be needing fuel. I think we need to get that hammered down. Already, fuel stops happening. Fuel stops happening. We've got drivers in pit row early on. Lee Ryerson making his way into pit row. Looks like Everett pulled off into pit row as well. Everett up here way in front. We've got early pit stops here on lap 23 of 100. Interesting. That'll put David Anderson out there on the front line. David Anderson now leading 2 laps here on lap 23. Everett making his way out of pit row. ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Check Everett's stuff out at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Fast Lane Racing. Gary Whitmer Jr., a part of the early pits. But now, unfortunately, this has broken apart these 3 drivers, and you got to have a partner. You absolutely have to have a partner out here at Talladega. LG Whaley, our race leader, leading in the second round of pit stops. Eight drivers coming in on this round. Earl Lateral making his way in. Rachel Hunt making her way in. Nice pink colors on the number 16. Rachel Hunt making her way out, as well as the 39, the 17. That is how it's done, ladies and gentlemen, right there. You got to have a partner. 16 and 39 firmly hooked up. 39, Rick Seabrands, teammate of Crow's Nest. We got two Crow's Nest drivers surviving out of pit row. Rick and Rachel, get out here and do your thing. Ernie Williams Jr., our current race leader, second position, third position. Ernie Williams Jr. dropping down fast as he runs his way around. Coming out of pit row. That'll put Jason Beach out there in our front line, and he drops as well as Earl Lateral into pit row. Now, Earl is currently our race leader. That's going to change very, very quickly, ladies and gentlemen. More drivers in and out of pit row. David Anderson in the number 44, back in lead, along with the number 133. 133, Jesse Unruh. Number 78, Donald Stewart. Hey, we've got Crow's Nest sitting up here in the front line. Very nice, very nice. Sitting in fourth position, 1 second back. We've got Jason Beach, Ryan Kuhn, Russell McCarron, the number 33 of Brandon Herndon, L.G. Whaley. We got a ton of truck trying to run down David, Jesse, and Donald Stewart. Coming around the number 91 of Joel Guy. They've closed that gap 1/10 of a second. They're down at 0.8. It's just a matter of time before they catch that front line. Caution is out. And we've got a caution on the field, ladies and gentlemen. Appears we've got a little bit of contact there between Ivan Garcia and the number 22. Right there it is. Contact indeed. Actually appear that Ivan may have had some connection issues. Unfortunately, that is the way that the cookie crumbles out here at Talladega. Number 22 and the number 70 involved in our first caution tonight. But I tell you what, they did a great job out here tonight. Still doing a wonderful job. Two fuel stops, 28 laps in. First caution comes out. You know, very, very impressive night out here. David Anderson leading our first caution lap. And the number 44, he has led 5 laps. Getting her done out here tonight. Looks like the number 78 might be intending on going back into pit row. You know, this brings up an interesting situation. They weren't too, you know, they just did come out of pit row just a couple laps ago. So now the question is, do we pit again? David Anderson choosing not to go into pit row. Interesting situation. Jimmy Crowe near the rear of the field, choosing not to go into pit row as well. How about it, Jimmy Crowe? You got a copy?
Oh, yes, sir, Mr. Scott. How you doing, sir?
Doing very good, very good. A very entertaining race out here tonight. I see that Crow's Nest is up there in the front doing some pretty good work. Magnificent pit stops, I must say. That pit stop, you guys came out as a pack. A couple of the KMA drivers, not so much. And I said at the beginning of tonight's race that I think pit stops are going to really make the difference. But now that this caution has come out, you're all stacked up again. What's your take on all that?
Oh, we're just trying to make it to the next pit stop. I think we're pretty much trained for pit stop racing. Like I say, we pit stop race. Probably 99% of our races is pit stops, and it just gets everybody ready to go, gets everybody tuned and ready for this type of racing. Really good racing. We was 3 wide for a long time. We really enjoyed ourselves.
Now, speaking of that 3 wide, you guys put on a magnificent show up there, but then all of a sudden, you guys broke down to double file and the tail end went single file. What was going on out there? Why that change from the 3 wide? Did it wear you out?
No, it was just that time to get ready to get in position for pit stops. One thing you do not want to do when long green flag runs is get stuck on that high side, because there's a chance you might run out and you might not be able to get safely on the pit road.
That makes a lot of sense for sure. Hey, Jimmy, tell us a little bit about Crow's Nest, and if I want to get into one of your races, well, how do I do that?
Just to get in one of our races, they're open to the public. We do run a tight ship, but it's all to make sure each and every person that enters our room has a chance at good, clean racing. Some people say we race the Crow's Nest way, but we just like to say we just try and provide the best clean racing on iRacing in a good room environment. And again, a lot of these guys that are in here are products that have raced tons of Crow's Nest racing, and it seems like everybody's improving daily.
All right, copy that. You run that tight ship, because I tell you what, it's working out for you. Good luck, Jimmy.
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Scott, KMA, Pad. You know, all the Crow's Nest drivers in here are doing their best, and we appreciate y'all having us.
All right, copy that. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is Jimmy Crow with Crow's Nest underneath our first caution of the night. So far, we've got a fantastic race out here. Unfortunately, we do have a couple of drivers that have fallen a couple of laps down. Dave Acacia, Ernie Williams Jr., Gary Osborne have fallen down 1 lap each. Rit Cadoti, Earl Lateral 2 down. I do believe Joel Guy, trying to catch the field at the moment, may have fallen 3 laps down for Joel Guy, currently in 33rd position. David Anderson and Jesse Unruh up in that front line. While we are under caution, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to talk to you a little bit more about PAD. Now, as I mentioned earlier, People Against Distracted Driving, its foundation, that their sole purpose is to provide education about the dangers of distracted driving. They want to put a stop to it. They want to tell you how to put a stop to it. They want to remind you daily, put the phone down. And I tell you what, there's many ways you can protect yourself. One obvious way is to get a mounted dash holder. One that I recommend is a Max Mount. It'll hold your tablet, it'll hold your iPhone, it'll hold your your Mac phone. It'll hold anything you need it to hold for you. You still don't want to be looking at it, but it is conveniently there. Another way, sit on your phone. When you get in the car, toss it into the back seat, toss it underneath the seat, sit on it. If you have to sit on it, you have to do whatever you have to do to ensure that phone is not going to provide a temptation for you to pick up and dial home. Because if you do, it might be the last dialing you ever do, or to have that effect on someone else. You ran a red light, you ran a stop sign, you rear-ended somebody because you were so busy looking at your phone. Ladies and gentlemen, take it seriously, especially if you have kids. I've got 2 children myself. My daughter makes me nervous as hell because she's got it linked into her truck system. Hands-free is what they call it, hands-free. But you know, it's still not necessarily eyes-free or thought-free. Best place for a cell phone in a car is underneath the seat. Simple as that. We are on lap 31 of 100 here at the race for pad 266. Underneath our first caution, getting ready to go back to green flag racing. David Anderson out there on that front line, side by side with number 133. Jesse's been a staple up here at the front, doing an awesome job. Getting ready to drop that green flag. So we do know that the fuel window sets about mid-20s. Drivers are fueled up. Some drivers did not pit. So we're looking at about a lap difference on a few of these drivers. That could come into play. David Anderson holding steady. Green flag is dropped and away they go. Inside lane always has the advantage on the takeoffs here at Talladega. It certainly is being shown on this restart. In fact, the outside lane seeming falling back. 2 trucks back already. Opportunity for Donald to head up and around. Donald not biting. Here comes that outside lane being led by the number 133 and number 26 of Jason Beach. 2 drivers running for Crow's Nest. LG Whaley peeking out back out there in about a 6th position, 7th position. .133 side by side with the number 44. Jesse will lead that lap. First lap led for Jesse Unruh. Jesse's done an amazing job. Even though that's his first lap led, he's been a front runner all night, in and out of pit row. Room to get down, and down he goes, getting down tonight. Down in front of the number 44 of David Anderson, leaving Jason Beach upon that outside lane, working with the number 39 of Rick Seabrands. Crow's Nest doing an amazing job out here tonight. Guys from KMA Racing Group together, more so mid-pack, might have something up their sleeves. Double file, as far as the eye can see, there in the rear of the field, we've got stragglers. Gary Whitmer in the number 52, going to work with the number 38 of Ryan Kuhn. 1 second back off of our race leader. Coming up to the rear end of the number 72 Tide, Ivan Garcia. Ivan Garcia has won a few races. Heading into some 3 wide racing here with the number 30 and the number 12. Number 12 of Earl Lateral. The number 30 of Lee Ryerson Jr. Lap traffic for Ivan Garcia to deal with. But they are up to speed, so they can run away. They're trying to get their lap back as well. Number 38, Ryan Kuhn, up in that 3rd lane. They'll try to make something happen up high. Everett Lane in the number 36, leading the pack. Getting some help from the number 24, Bernie Williams. Everett actually making a little bit of room out there on that 3rd lane. Everett Lane in 9th position. Being pushed by the number 24. 24, 1 lap down. And Everett's almost made it to the front. A little bit more for Everett to do. Coming around the outside of the number 39 and the number 26. And Everett Lane has made it to the front of the pack. 0 to hero. Trying to make his way around the number 26. It'll be interesting to see if he clears the 26, if he'll dump the 24 down in front of the 26. That'll probably piss the 24 off, I'll tell you what. But it is racing, ladies and gentlemen. It is racing. 26 and 39 putting the pedal down, and away goes Jason and Rick. Jesse holding steady down on the inside. Jesse leading lap 38 of 162 to go. 10 lead changes, 1 caution, totaling out at 4 laps. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, more 3 wide action coming at you from the Race 4 pad 266. Everett Lane still pushing on that outside lane. Rex Sebring's in the middle. Jason Beach down on the inside. Jason Beach still has not led a lap. He's up there. Hey, he led that one there. Jason Beach leading his first lap of the night. Good job, Jason Beach. Getting some help from the number 133. And again, Jesse, a definite factor up here in that front line. Bud Steele started out tonight's race in 11th position, and he's currently sitting into 7th. No laps led for Bud. Bud beside Donald Stewart in the number 78. Beautiful paint job there. Number 78 tonight running for pad. People against distracted driving. That's what it's all about tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about pad. Don't drive distracted. Number 40 of Art Peck, a Metallica fan. Metallica on the side of the truck. Looking very sharp out here. No laps led for Art. Been kind of quiet tonight, to be perfectly honest with you. Number 16, Rachel Hunt. Speeds of 188 miles per hour with fast lap of 49.940. Nice fast lap there, Rachel. Johnny Woodruff in the 117, working along with the number 52 of Gary Whitmer Sr. Johnny in 16th position. Gary Whitmer sitting in 17th. The Coors number 52. AJ McCarron in the number 5 tonight. Down on the inside. Alabama. Roll Tide. Sitting in 16th. Speed of 94, 193. He's got some draft off of the number 27 of Jimmy Crow. Jimmy Crow side by side with Rachel. Johnny side by side with AJ. Gary Whitmer and Ivan Garcia bringing up the rear, along with the number 12. 12 of Earl Lateral. Dave Acacia giving all he's got to the number 34, Ritz. Rit in a Ritz. There we go. Unfortunately, Rit is 2 laps down. Dave Casey got 1 lap down. Gary Osborne in this hunk of truck sitting at 1 lap down as well. Number 31, Gary Whitmer Jr. sitting in 21st position. And he's getting some help from the number 4.
Caution, caution, caution.
Caution is out. Taking a look, ladies and gentlemen, to see what happened here tonight. And right there it is, ladies and gentlemen, a couple of trucks forward, I do believe. The number 12 and the number 40 of Art Peck got a little loose. And I do believe that is what set it all into motion. As we watch the number 40 get loose. Had some neck code off of the truck beside him. Number 12 get a little loose as well. And that will bring out our second caution tonight on lap 44 of 100. Russell McCarron in pit row. Jason Beach and Everett Lane up in front. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take commercial breaks underneath our second caution of the night. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, underneath our second caution of the night, taking a look at the Chevy Silverado of Gary Whitmer Jr. Doing a great job out here tonight. How about you, Gary? Have you got a copy?
I got you, Scott.
How you doing tonight? How are the trucks treating you?
It's rough out here. I'm feeling under the weather. That's not helping me any, but I don't know. Patience is the key, right? So we'll take.
Well, absolutely, and plus you're not in your normal number 5, so that's throwing me off as well. But I tell you what, we hope the 31's good for you tonight. You know, you are one of the biggest supporters out there of PAD, and I always like to talk to you. Great new video. We just came off of a break and took a look at that video. Looks great. Tell us a little bit about your experiences with PAD.
I've been to Walk with PAD is usually in April. It's usually around the time of Nikki Kalini's death, so to speak. It's in New Jersey. They do a Walk with PAD. I've been there twice. Met Mike Kalini and the family. My parents went last year with us, and we plan to go again this year.
Alrighty, I tell you what, good stuff right there. And I see you've got a great truck. Great looking truck, brought to you by Over the Top Paints and Designs, correct?
Yes.
Alrighty. Well, Gary, you know, good luck to you. You won last week, so there's a little bit of pressure on you out there, but we do hope you get to feeling better. And the main thing, get out there, represent PAD with style, and have some fun.
Yep. Thanks, Scott.
Good luck, Gary.
Yep.
Big shout out there to Gary Whitmer Jr. out there racing with his dad, Gary Whitmer Sr. Well, that's pretty cool. Gary Whitmer Sr. a little further back in the field. Gary Whitmer Jr. sitting in 18th position. Gary Whitmer Sr. sitting in 13th. So Sr. up in the middle of the pack. Jason Beach, David Anderson, our race leaders. Jason Beach leading 6 laps. David Anderson has led 9. Jesse has led 6. And Everett has led 20 laps out here tonight. Everett restarting into 5th position. How about it, Everett? You got a copy?
Sure do, Scott. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Doing pretty good. Well, guess what? You've led 20 laps out here tonight. Tell me about it.
Yeah, this Chevy Silverado is pretty fast tonight. Got a nice engine underneath of her. Got a nice paint scheme on it tonight, and she's running good.
But now I'm looking at the standings out here. You're kind of by yourself up there. You got a lot of crow's nest drivers you got to get around. And looking in your rear view, you got about 5 spots before you got a KMA brother to help you.
Yeah, it's still early. We got about another 53 or so laps to go. We'll get some of those KMA drivers up here to help us out, see if we can't pull us off a win tonight.
All righty. Now, I tell you what, a lot of numbers are not where they should be tonight. Gary Whitmer Jr. has not got his 5. You haven't got your 24. Is that affecting the mentality?
Nah, a number's a number, just like a qualifying position. You know, you let it go by, try not to pay too much attention to it. The only number I want to see is number 1 on lap 100.
There you go. I like that. All righty. Good luck to you there, Everett.
Hey, I want to throw a shout out to all my friends tonight, John and Al, watching me race tonight. They're 2 good friends of mine.
All right. Copy that. The more the merrier. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Scotty.
Everett Lane's sitting up there in 5th, but he's a little bit alone. Hoping to get some of the KMA drivers up there tonight. But I'd say what, the Crow's Nest drivers out here tonight, they've done a great job. J.D. Crow actually sitting up into 4th position behind Jesse, David, and Jason. Everett Lane sitting in 5th. The nearest brother he's got to him is going to be the number 13th position, belonging to Gary Whitmer. Getting ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Caution laps here at Talladega can be a little bit long. Taking a look at our lap down drivers, we've got Rit Cadoti still into pit row, 4 laps down. Earl Lateral in the number 12, 30th position, 2 laps down. Dave Casey finding his position. Dave in 29th, 1 lap down. Russell McCarron, 1 lap down. Gary Osborne, 1 lap down. The number 28, Noss Toyota. Gary's been kind of quiet tonight. Got caught up into a couple of things. Good to see the number 12s back out there on that track. Number 24 of Ernie Williams in 25th position. Looking in pretty good shape, actually. LG Whaley probably a little bit further back in the field than he'd like to be. 24th. LG's got some hard work, and LG rolling through pit row one more time. Going to top that Chevy Silverado off. Now again, we talked about how pit strategy is going to come into play tonight. And a few drivers are choosing to go on in and pit one more time. A few drivers choosing to stay out. I'm guesstimating there'll be at least one more pit stop. Probably about lap 75. Drivers lining up, double file. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing underneath our second caution of the night. 14 lead changes. Jesse moving up, taking position. Shout out there to the viewers on KM8 TV. Lloyd, Becky, Chris, big shout out. Appreciate you coming out and watching tonight. Crow's Nest making their name known out here tonight in the race for pad 266. www.padv.org. Pace car is in. Waiting for green. Drivers have the right to do a little bit of a jumping on that start here. They can go on leader's discretion or on green. 44 waiting to go on green, and away goes. Got 133. Possibly thinking to get down in front of the number 44 early on, as he does. Jesse up in front with David on his tail, abandoning the number 36 of Everett Lane on that outside lane. And you know, that is exactly what I kind of feared was going to happen. Hopefully he'll get some help from the number 53 of Bud C. Steele. Bud in the Chevy Silverado Hooters. Hooters. Onto the rear end up to number 36 of Everett. 33, Brandon Herndon, tied in tow. 78, Donald Stewart down on the inside lane. Donald leaving a little bit more room out there than maybe the 17 would prefer. 17 belonging to J.D. Crow. It actually almost fit that 33 between the 78 and the 17. Might need a little bit of bumper rub, but I think he could do it. Gary Whitmer showing his support for Pad with the purple rims. Gary Whitmer up to 10th position. Number 24, Ernie Williams Jr. up on the outside lane. Side by side with the number 27 of Jimmy Crow. Jimmy Crow's been doing a fine job out here tonight. Well, he's got to, you know, he's the owner. He is the mentor. The representative, Jimmy Crow, doing a great job as we go 3 wide. Gary Whitmer Jr. up into that high lane. Number 33 getting turned. Taking a look at the number 31. Looks like the number 5 and the number 33 locked horns right there a little bit. Tough break there for the 33 and the 5 and the 28. Unfortunately, that will bring out our second caution of the night. You know, that happens very often here at Talladega, just a little bit off the center mark, and you end up going for a ride. It's like 4 trucks, unfortunately, involved into that, and that will be our third caution tonight. I just passed the halfway point. Big shout out there to Tor and Bentley. Hoping they're enjoying the show. Now, what I'm worried about, folks, I'll tell you what. You know, they started off 3 wide early on there for about 15 laps. You know, they sat there 3 wide. And we've had 2 cautions almost back to back. That could be a simple matter of driver fatigue. You know, I'm not hearing what's going out on that track. Hopefully everybody's getting along down there. But I'll tell you what, I'm thinking driver fatigue is sitting in. David Anderson out there on that front lane, along with Everett Lane, Jason Beach, Rachel Hunt, doing an awesome job tonight. And LG Whaley now again. 2 weeks ago, LG Whaley taking a win here in the Saturday night race for Pad. A few minutes ago, he was back there in what, 18th, 19th position. Now he's up to 5th. You know, I do believe LG knows exactly what he's doing. How about it, LG, if you got a copy? LG Whaley, have you got a copy? Unfortunately, LG Whaley off mic. That is a fine looking a bunch of drivers up there, I tell you what. Third caution of the night, Ryan Kuhn making his way back to the front of the field. Several drivers hoping to get their free pass out here tonight. Unfortunately, Joel Guy out of tonight's race. Going to take a chat with Joel Guy. How about it, Joel? Have you got a copy?
I got a copy, Scott.
Are you unfortunately done for the night?
Yeah, iRace has been throwing some glitches at me tonight. Screens going black and stuff, so I parked it for the safety of the drivers.
All right, copy that. Well, I'm going to keep you here in the booth with me for a little bit of time here. Talk to me about what's going on. We just had 2 cautions that were almost back-to-back.
Well, the last one was instigated because the inside line didn't go, and the outside line slammed on its brakes to keep from getting the black flag crossing the start-finish line before the leader. So that kind of backed things up and caused a chain reaction at the back, and then they got going, and then 2 drivers miscommunicated with each other that were teammates and didn't go where they were supposed to and took each other out.
Copy that. Now, with me being up here in the booth, as you know, you've been up here before, you get to see everything from a little bit of a different perspective. Now, I want to talk about pit stops because I predicted that pit stops would be critical tonight. On the first round of pit stops, we saw some drivers go in there. They went in there tight, but they came out all spread out. And I said, you know, here at Talladega, you got to have a partner even coming out of pits or you're going to be slow. Now, the next round of guys that went in, about 5 guys from Crow's Nest, I'll tell you, they went in tight and they came out tight. How much of a factor do you think pit stops is going to have on tonight's race?
Pit stops are going to have a major factor on this race tonight. The last pit stop, if those 5 drivers go in tight, come out tight, you basically can give them the trophy because they're going to win it. Because they're going to come out and they're going to blow by everybody else that comes out separated.
Now, sitting here underneath caution, you know, one might think, well, you know, we're all stacked up again. Well, the thing is about the pit stops, though, some drivers went in underneath caution, some drivers did not go in under caution, so not everybody's got the same fuel load, Joel.
That is correct.
Now, if you've got to pick...
Oh,
go ahead.
They don't have the same wear on their tires or anything else. And they're not with their partners either if some of them pitted and some of them didn't. So the pack is not together like it normally is.
Now, I tell you what, Everett Lane, he's been doing a great job. He's actually got up there to 2nd position, bless his heart. But he's in a position where he's really got no friends up there. How is the camaraderie out here working out tonight in a position like that?
Well, some drivers are committed to just pushing their teammates. Some drivers push anybody that gets in front of them just so they can get advantage to get to the front. And that's what I do. I'll push anybody that I have to get my truck to the front. And then, but if I got a choice between a teammate and a non-teammate, I'm always going to select my teammate.
Now, with 45 laps to go, Joel, have you got any favorites for the night?
No, I don't. I'm out of touch with who's out there on it right now. I haven't been watching a lot of it since my machine's been glitching out. So I'm not aware of who's doing the best job running right now.
All right, copy that. All right, well, we're about ready to go back to green flag, so I'm going to let you go back to getting your stuff fixed up, and good luck with all that, Joel.
Thank you, Scott. Have a good time in the booth. We'll see you after the show.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing. 3rd caution of the night in the race for pad. 266 miles of a whole lot of 3-wide racing so far. I tell you what, they started off hot and heavy 3-wide, buckled down to 2-wide, 3 cautions come out. Maybe they'll go 4 wide this time to keep it green and clean. Pace cars in. David Anderson waiting for the green flag. Gotta keep a close eye on the number 36 of Everett Lane.
Ready, green flag, green flag.
So I got a feeling Everett Lane's about ready to get the dump. He's really got no help out there. Like Joel was saying, you always want to get hooked up with your teammate. Right now, Everett is a standalone. His nearest teammate in position is the number 72 of Ivan. Down goes to 16. What did I say, ladies and gentlemen? 16 of Rachel Hunt dropping down, as does the number 133 of Jesse. Did I call it, ladies and gentlemen? Everett Lane dumped on that high lane. Got nobody up there to show him any love. And here comes LG Wavy, sitting in 6th. Johnny Woodruff trying to make his way with the help of the number 17 of J.D. Crow. They're going to have such momentum, they may have to take the number 36 3 wide. What will Johnny do? Johnny's coming. Johnny's knocking on the rear end of the number 36, and up goes Johnny, and down goes the number 17. Johnny getting dumped up on the high side. The number 17 of J.D. Crow opting to go with the 36. We are 3 wide as the 27 of Jimmy Crow tags onto the rear end of the 117. David Anderson leading 15 laps out here tonight. Jason Beach leading 8. Everett leading 20. Jesse leading 10. Jesse currently sitting back into 8th position, falling back into that pack a little bit. Very impressed tonight with the driving of the number 6 of Rachel Hunt. First female driver I've ever had on one of my tracks, and she's doing an awesome job out here tonight. Very, very impressed with Rachel Hunt and the way that she's making it happen out here tonight. Everett holding his own up here into 2nd position. Still looking for a little bit of help. We've got Ben Gear back into 8th position. Ben trying to work his way up through this pack. Ben sporting an Oscar Mayer truck tonight. Looking very sporty out there. Ben Gear side by side with 133. Three wide up top with the number 17 of J.D. Crow. Got a little loose. They got loose at number 13, I do believe that was. On 53. 53, he was loose as a goose. But what a save. Very impressed. Might have actually been the number 12. Doesn't really matter. He saved it. Very impressive. The driver of less caliber would have wiped out in a heartbeat. Bring the forecast tonight. Doing a great job. Got a viewer out there on the KMA TV chat putting their money down on LG Whaley. LG sitting in 10th position. Led all but 1 lap. Started 6th. Currently into 10th position. Ryan Kuhn, biggest mover of the night so far, started 24th up to 12th, cutting his deficit in half. Ryan Kuhn, a real-life race car driver, getting his feet wet, hoping one day to be up there with the NASCAR guys. Doing a little bit of dirt track racing. Several wins underneath his belt as we are 3 wide with the LG 99 and the number 23 Russell and McCarran. Haven't talked a lot about Russell tonight. Russell's been very quiet. Russell started out tonight's race in 15th, currently is into 8th. Ivan Garcia in the number 72 tonight, started 23rd, currently in 9th, side by side with the number 12. Ivan latched on to the rear end of the number 17 of J.D. Crow. Bud C. still back into 20th position. Driver down and off track. John Henderson in the number 111 tonight. Currently 23rd position. Started out tonight's race in 33rd. You know, and that's not uncommon for John or Kevin Scott Nelson or David Casey. We've got King and Asphalt Motorsports doing their thing right now, and they're doing what they do best. They want no part of that 3 wide up there in the front. They're going to beat them with a fuel load, or they're going to beat them by cautions. I'll tell you what, I've seen it happen many, many a times. John Henderson actually releasing the winner in a pad race. And I tell you what, these drivers right here, John Henderson, David Casey, and Kevin Scott Nelson, they're going to stay tight with one another. Caution is out, and it's a big one. All right, let's take a look right here. What happened? It was up front. It was huge. And there it is right there, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at the number 52 and the number 23. Little bit of a hit, little bit of contact. See what, folks, that was a huge one. That is the big one out here tonight. Many a truck will be involved in that one there. Even our race leaders. Unfortunately, just an absolute huge caution. Number 72, Ivan Garcia. Gary Whitmer, the number 24 involved. Gary Whitmer Jr. possibly able to drive through it. Gary Whitmer Jr.'s minor damage to Gary Whitmer Jr., but nonetheless, enough damage he's going to have to hop into pit road. Gary Whitmer Jr. in and out of pit row. That'll put Jason Beach out on that front line. A lot of drivers are going to make their way into pit row. Taking a look at our running order right now, we've got Jason Beach, Gary Whitmer, Jesse Unruh for first, second, and third position. Ben Gear, LG Whaley, Rachel Hunt into sixth. Now this definitely changes things up right now. We were talking about how drivers didn't have partners or did have partners. And right now, if this standing stands, we're going to have Ben and Gary lined up in that outside lane. Drivers still one stop out of pit row. I fear a lot of drivers may have been knocked out. That was a tough caution right there, I tell you what. Very, very tough caution. David Casey making his way back to the pack. Going to take a talk with Dave. How about it, Dave? Have you got a copy?
Hey, Scott, how are you?
Doing good, but I tell you what, that was the big one.
Yep, and I was a lap down, and I avoided it, and now I'm back on the lead lap finally.
All right, so you got no damage on that truck.
Nope, I made it through it somehow, but came out clean.
Now, how are your teammates? Because that's very important. You were back there running around with John and with Kevin. Did they survive it?
I know John did. I don't know about Kevin yet. But, you know, it's still early for us. You know, we come late, so we're going to work on it.
Now, I see
still time to do it.
Now, I see you making your way down pit row. We were talking to the fans about how Kicking Asphalt, they're known for winning based on fuel strategy. What are your plans for the next 34? 34 is not going to get you. You're going to have to pit again.
Then it's go time. You know, from there on, it's go time.
So are you planning on draining that tank or pulling off a short pit stop?
I don't know yet. We're going to discuss it amongst the teammates and see how we do.
All righty, copy that. All right, Dave, anybody you want to give a big shout out to?
Thank you for putting this on. Shout out to Pad. And shout out to all the fans.
All righty, sounds good. Good luck to you and good luck to the guys at Kicking Asphalt Motorsports.
Thanks, Scott.
David Casey with Kicking Asphalt Motorsports sitting back into 19th position. He'll be working along with the number 4 of Ben Gear, looking like he's in a very, very solid spot. David Anderson in the number 44. I tell you what, he has been working his tail off tonight, doing a mighty, mighty fine job. How about it, Dave? Have you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
I'll tell you what, 18 laps led out here tonight, 4 cautions. It's starting to get a little rough as we've got 34 laps to go. How are you feeling tonight?
Well, I would have felt better if I wasn't involved in that last one, because I've been riding up front the whole race, and now I'm back just a little bit. But, man, I don't know. It should be exciting. There's some good drivers in here, and I got a ton of respect for a lot of these guys and their abilities to drive on these tracks, you know. And I don't know. Got some guys in our team speak that we're going to be working with, and we'll see what happens.
All right, copy that. Tell me a little bit about Famous Dave's.
Oh, you broke up there. I'm not sure what you said.
About the truck, the paint job, Famous Dave's.
Yeah, so, you know, I don't know if you've ever Googled your full name, but I Googled my full name one time, and the guy that started Famous Dave's came up, and turns out his full name is David Wayne Anderson, and so is mine. And he's married to a woman named Catherine, and so am I. And he's also part Choctaw Indian, and so am I.
Nice. That's pretty odd. I'm going to have to Google my name and see what I got. All right, well, good luck to you, Dave. Get back out through to the front.
All right, thanks a lot.
Famous Dave's. Interesting. Famous Dave right now in 8th position. Jason Beach, Gary Whitmer Jr. up in front, positions 1 and 2. Glad to see Gary Whitmer Jr. up there. Gary Whitmer Jr. trying to pull off a two-peat. He won last week. We're going to see if he can win again this week. I tell you what, my money is definitely on Gary Whitmer Jr. Tough competition out here tonight with Crow's Nest. 33 to go. One more pit stop mandatory. Different fuel levels across the board. I think we're going to see a few drivers run about 8 or 9 laps And then I think they're going to try to sneak into pit road. Just go in, top her off, and get out. I think other drivers will actually be draining their tanks. But either way it goes, you can't make it. You can't make it home from here without one more pit stop. Underneath our fourth caution of the night here in the race for pad, 266. After tonight's race, we'd love for you to get over to www.padd.org. Find more information about PAD. They've got t-shirts for sale. They've got wristbands for sale. Bumper stickers. You can make a donation. Read the literature. Look at the statistics. Tonight is all about PAD. All these drivers, they are racing for PAD, and the winner of tonight's race will receive $20 in iRacing credits, courtesy of Mike Lenny and PAD. And away we go. And as we saw on the last restart, that inside lane has definite total domination. But here comes Gary Whitmer Jr. getting a good shove from the number 99 of L.G. Whaley. Pack's already broken up. A lot of gaps out there. Not at times racing is what we have seen on previous laps. Huge gaps down onto that inside lane. Outside lane being led by Gary Whitmer Jr. trying to make a run for it with a little bit of help from the number 99 Old Blue L.G. Whaley. Number 26 Jason Beach. And the 133 Jesse out there on that inside lane. LG drops down to the inside, leaving number 31 a little bit stranded up there high and dry. But here comes the number 44 of David Anderson. That'll cost a lot of time to that outside lane as the number 31 drops down to fourth position. He's going to make one more run at it. Rachel Hunt down onto the inside. Everett Lane still in the mix. Everett Lane in position 6. As I said, my personal bets for the night will be hanging on to Gary Whitmer Jr. to go for a two-peat, or Everett Lane. If I'm allowed 2 hits for the night, 2 choices for the night, it's going to either be Gary or Everett. Let me know out there on that Cane Bay TV chat who you're rooting for. Your favorite driver out here tonight in the race for PAD is Gary Whitmer Jr. He's up to the front. He's almost clear of that 26. Now, if he does clear that 26, the question is, do you get down? We are 5 laps out of the possibility of green flag pit stops if the drivers choose to short pit. Gary Whitmer Jr. on the outside lane. Fantastic job, and he's got David behind him pushing hard. Gary Whitmer has led 1 lap out here tonight. Races are double file through and through. No 3-wide action at this point in time. Rachel Hunt holding her own down on the inside with the number 17 of J.D. Crowe. Number 5, A.J. McCarron. Mighty fine job as we go by. 3 wide on lap traffic. Drivers tighten that pack back up. Tighter than a hair in a biscuit, as they say. Lee Staples in the number 21. He's been quiet tonight, back into 13th position. A shout out there to the wife of Lee Staples, Karen, rooting on Lee Staples. Lee running for Black Talon Racing and LA Graphics. Ryan Kuhn in the number 38. Odd position for the number 38 of Ryan Kuhn, position 15. And I say that usually because about this time, Ryan Kuhn's making his way up to the front of the pack. Ryan Kuhn's got a lot of work to do. Russell McCarron back into 16th position in the number 23. John Henderson in the 11 and 17th position. Looking for his teammate Dave Acacia. Unfortunately, Dave a little ways back. 111 maybe on his own as the number 27 tries to make his way 3 wide around the 117 of Johnny Woodruff. Gary Whitmer Sr. sitting in there. John's not alone if he can grab onto the rear end of Gary Sr. Gary Whitmer Jr. still leading that middle lane. Dave doing a great job of keeping Gary Jr. up in there. Lap 73 of 100. Ernie Williams Jr. sitting in position 11. Number 24. We usually see Everett in the number 24. Unfortunately tonight, Ernie is in it. Good for Ernie, bad for Everett. Speaking of Everett, the number 36 into 6th position with 26 laps to go. This is the race for Pad 266. We appreciate you hanging out with us on Saturday night. Hope you're safe and you're having a great evening out there tonight. If you're heading out on the town later tonight, remember to drink responsibly. Remember to be safe. Remember to put the phones down if you're in the driver's seat. 2 hands on the wheel. Butts on cell phones. Sit on it. Might save your life. Gary Whitmer Jr. up to 6 laps led. Can't quite get around the number 26 though. Very tight racing out here with 25 laps to go. Hanging out with the guys from Crow's Nest tonight. Now we've got some pit stops going on. So number 26 makes his way in. LG Whaley, Rachel Hunt. Green flag pit stops. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? What did I tell you? I tell you. We had these drivers out here, and I said they're going to make a short pit stop, and sure as hell enough, right here they go. And I tell you what, this is going to be a huge advantage for these 3 drivers. LG, Jason Beach, Rachel Hunt. And away they go. Jason Beach leading them out. This will be a huge advantage out here for these 3 drivers. This may have just won the race. All drivers came in clean. I'm pretty sure they came out clean. David Anderson leading lap 78 as LG makes his way back up onto that track. Rachel Hunt on the rear end of LG. 26 will fall into line. All right, we're going to keep it a close eye here on LG. Right now, Gary Whitmer Jr. up in the lead. Needs to get down here for another number 44. Getting some help from the number 36. Huge bump by the 24 to 36 to the 31. Gary Whitmer Jr. might want to be thinking about getting down on that inside lane tonight. Gary putting on a very strong performance up to 8 laps. 8 laps being led by Gary Whitmer Jr. 21 laps to go. Drivers need to be thinking about getting down on that inside lane. Getting some pit row action going on. It'll be the last time you get to pit. Got to make it a good one. As I tell you, the rules have changed out here with LG, Rachel, and Jason. First drivers in the pit row. Will they be the drivers? The first drivers across the finish line. David Anderson back into front line. Gary Whitmer Jr. still up top. Jesse Umu in third position. Everett Lane in fourth. Donald Stewart looking all sharp in purple in fifth. Ernie Williams Jr. in sixth. J.D. Crowe, Bud Steele, A.J. McCarron, Lee Staples, and Ryan Kuhn rounding out our top 10. Three wide action with the 53 and the 27 up top. '27, 1 lap down. Jimmy Crowe. 53 is Bud Steele. Number 28 in the middle. Three wide action just behind the leaders. 19 laps to go. 19, ladies and gentlemen, 19 laps to go in the race for pad 266. Three wide action to the front as Bud tries to get up around the number 36 and the number 5. Going to be coming up on lap traffic, and we are 3 wide. Ladies and gentlemen, this could get very interesting as they're going to have to go 4 wide or somebody's going to have to back off. Driver pulled down off track. Big shot out there to that driver. Didn't quite catch the number, but I tell you what, that was mighty, mighty fine of that driver to pull down so as not to interfere with our race leaders here in the race for pad 266. David Anderson, Gary Whitmer Jr. pulling off one hell of a battle up here in the front. Gary Whitmer trying to lead, has led lap 83. They'll have to be thinking about getting some pit row action going on. These drivers do not have enough fuel to get home. Not going to happen. Jesse all over the rear end up at number 44, David. Famous Dave's legendary pit barbecue. 31 and 36 trying to make it happen on the outside. Really glad. Caution is out. Here's the caution, ladies and gentlemen. Contact between the number 53 and the number 4. That's correctly the 38 and the 23. Neither driver damaged beyond repair. Number 53, a blood steel. You know, I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, that is a hard one right there to call. A little bit of damage there on the Wienermobile. A little bit of a better angle right there. Tough break for both drivers. Ryan Kuhn going for a ride. 5th caution of the night. Lap 84 of 100. Ryan Kuhn making his way down pit road. Alan McCarron sitting in pit row. Ernie Williams Jr. making his way out of pit row. Let's see if we can grab Joel Guy one more time. How about it, Joel? Have you got a copy?
I got a copy, Scott.
Alrighty, are you in a position to talk a little bit?
We were having a little conversation, but go ahead.
Well, I tell you what, now we're up to 5 cautions out here tonight, but I tell you what, that's not necessarily a bad race. You know, we're at 15 to go. In your experience, what do you reckon the next 15 laps are going to entail?
Some hard racing, especially now that the field's going to be bunched up. It's going to be some tight, hard racing. I hope they make it all green, but I would not guarantee it.
Well, now at this point, we've got L.G. Whaley up in the front. We had Gary Whitmer Jr. up in the front, but he's looking like he's going to be about into position 7th, and he's our driver that we're, of course, rooting for. What's going to be the key to win this race in 15 laps if it goes caution-free?
You got to have at least 3-4 guys behind you pushing and get some clear space to make tracks to the front and do it quickly. As it goes, it'll go 3 wide pretty much right after they go on the backstretch, I feel.
I tell you what, I'm looking to see this 3 wide. I think it's going to happen. I'm hoping we're going to go caution-free. Nonetheless, I'll let you get back to your conversation. Good luck, and hell, we got 15 to go.
That's right, and good luck to you, and hope you keep on top of everything that's fixing to happen.
Yep. I tell you what a run out here tonight. A very exciting race. Donald Stewart sitting in 5th position. How about it, Donald? Have you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Scott. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. What a race. Up to 5 cautions. Getting a little heavy on the caution side. But I tell you what, it's been a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, we had a couple good runs there going, and then a couple mishaps happened there. But now we're trying to do, the little fuel strategy thing. That's what we were working on until that last caution came out. We didn't want to see it because we had it about figured out. So, but we had to recalculate our fuel and everything. So we're good to go.
All right, and now, who is your pick for the win other than yourself?
Oh Lordy! Any one of these guys up here, the top 20 can win it. I mean, the Old Forest, they're strong everywhere they go. KMA guys, they're strong every time we race. The Cronus guys, they're gonna stick together. It could be anybody's choice, but you have to look at those Old Forests. They're really hard to beat.
But I tell you what, you know, what I've seen from up here in the booth, it really seems that a couple of guys from Crow's Nest have been up here very dominant. We've got Jesse up there. David's been up there. Rachel, bless her heart, she's up there to third place. Do you think that trend with Crow's Nest is going to continue?
No, the Crow's Nest they're gonna gang up on them old parts now. That's what's gonna happen at the end. So it's just gonna be a matter of, you know, who pushes who the best at the end, really.
All right, copy that. Well, good luck to you, Donald. Yeah, get out there and have some fun.
Okay, thank you, Scott. I hope all the fans are enjoying it, because it's been fun out here on the track.
Oh, it's a blast. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time to pick your favorite driver. We're at 14 to go. We've got KMA coming. We've got Old Farts up here defending. We've got Crow's Nest ready to make a charge. Rachel Hunt sitting in third position. David Anderson into fourth. So got 20 drivers plus 20 drivers on that lead lap. A couple of drivers have fallen down to 2 laps down. Gary Whitmer 1 lap down. Woodruff 1 lap down. Several drivers unfortunately out of tonight's race. LG's up there in front. I tell you what, he is a hard one. A very hard one to get around. He's got help from Jason Beach. How about it, Jason? Have you got a copy?
Loud and clear, bud.
Well, I tell you what, now I was talking to Donald, and he was talking about the Old Farts, but they're a bunch of hard guys to get around. You think UNLG got this tied up?
Well, he's one of the best to ever do it, so if I can get on his bumper, and we'll do our best, that's for sure.
I copy that. Well, I tell you what, you guys have been clean. Been talking about both of you a whole lot. A great looking truck right there. Tell me all about Pizza Sam's.
Yeah, it's been a sponsor for me for years, from when I raced late models and then got into sim racing. It's a local pizza place in Battle Creek, Michigan. My parents own it and have been a huge supporter over the years.
Awesome. Now, one more question. If I decide I want to get out there and go racing with the Old Farts, where do I find you at?
Yeah, you can go to oldfartsimracing.com and the website there. You can sign up, or you can find us on one of the league pages right on iRacing.
All right, copy that. Good luck to UNLG. LG, a recent winner 2 weeks ago, winning that $20 purse. Maybe if you stay with him, he'll split this one with you.
Well, I hope so, and I appreciate you guys putting this on. It's a lot of fun.
All right, every Saturday. Hope to see you again. Good luck.
Thanks.
Jason Beach working with Old Blue, LG Whaley. The drivers have, I do believe, one more lap to get around this track underneath caution. We're going to go back to Green Flag Racing, hopefully to the end of tonight's race. 5 cautions, getting a little bit on the heavy side, but I tell you what, I'm not sure if we're done with these cautions or not. 12 laps to go now, going green at 11. Drivers are lining up into position. We're going to keep cameras focused very closely on our top 10 drivers, because at this point in time, anybody in the top 10, Donald said the top 20, I don't know about that, but I think anybody in the top 10 can be a contender. We're going to look for Everett to get up there. We're going to look for Gary Whitmer Jr., position 8, to get up there. We're going to look for Jesse to get back up to the front. He's in position 6. J.D. Crow still definitely in this, in position 9. The Jason Beach, LG Whaley, they're starting side by side. That could mess things up, and that could be a deciding factor for the winner of tonight's race and the race for Bad. LG opting for a lower lane. Rachel Hunt driving a Toyota tonight. Not many Toyotas out here, actually. The majority of the drivers opting for the Chevy Silverado, but ain't nothing wrong with the Toyota. The Toyota's up into 4th position. Debut appearance here at KMA Racing during a pad race for Rachel Hunt. Unfortunately, can't talk to Rachel, having a microphone issue. Rachel onto the rear end of Jason Beach. Did an awesome job out here tonight, I'll tell you what. Jesse urging the number 44 to tighten it up a little bit. A little bump to the bumper on the inside. Those cars in. And away they go. LG out there leaving the gap for the number 26 of Jason Beach. Drop down. LG up a little bit, up a little bit, down a little bit. Jason Beach will drop with the number 16, Rachel Hunt. David up to the outside. What a bold move there by Rachel Hunt, but it all worked out. Number 44 up there by himself in that outer lane. He's got help coming from the 133 and the number 78. Will they help or will they pass? That's 11 to go in the race for Dad. 266. LG Jesse down in front. LG leading 6 laps tonight. Jason Beach leading 14. David Anderson leading 24. These are your top 4 drivers up here. Let's include Rachel as number 5, on through number 6. 10 laps to go. Everett Lane and the number 36. Hooked up with the number 31 of Gary Whitmer Jr. They are making a run. Go, Gary, go. Dropping down in the middle. They're going to have to go 3 wide. If they want this, they're going to have to go 3 wide. Everett peaking. Everett is peaking. He's wanting to go. Gary's going with him. They're going to go 3 wide. They lost 24 at 24. Ernie Williams not quite so brave. Everett's going for it. Everett and Gary Whitmer Jr. They are going to go 3 wide to try to overtake this pack. 2 just may not be enough to do it though. 78 needing a little bit of room in the middle. Gary Jr. trying to push the number 36 around. 36 back down to the middle. We've still got a ton of truck out here racing tonight. 14 drivers in this lead pack fighting for it and fighting hard as we are 8 to go. Gary Whitmer Jr. in 9th, Rachel Hunt in 8th. Everett Lane in 8th, Rachel in 7th. 17th, 17 into the wall is J.D. Crow tapping the wall. That's going to throw him out of this pack. Everett still trying to make run of that 3 wide. '93 of 100. Everett Lane side by side with the number 24 and the number 16, Rachel Hunt. Gary still trying to make a run. drivers up in this lead pack. Gary Whitmer Jr. bringing up the tail end. 6 to go. 6 laps to go in the race for Pad. 2:66. And we got Turner.
Caution, caution.
Oh, that'll change everything as LG and the number 44 bumper hook it. Right there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the number 99 and the number 44. Terrible, terrible bumper hook. And both drivers will go for a spin. Heartbreaker for LG Whaley, leading as many laps as he did. That is a complete and utter heartbreaker. That'll knock LG completely out of contention. Let's back this up one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Look at it from the blimp view, and they are completely carnage with 5 to go for LG. All the other trucks got past it. A couple of trucks in the rear got caught up into it. That'll put A.J. McCarron out there on that front line, but he's into pit row. Jesse's out there right now on that front line. Wow, a stunner. A stunner. But I do not believe this is going to be the end of tonight's race. I do not think it will be. Tough break for LG Whaley and David Anderson. Number 38, Ryan Kuhn. Had high hopes for Ryan tonight. Sitting in position 13. John Henderson back into 111. How about it, John Henderson? Have you got a copy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Tell you a little bit of a stunner right here, but I do not believe that it's over.
No, it's not. I think we're either going to have 1 or 2 to go.
All right, well, at this point in time, what do? You know, we were not expecting the 6th caution. We had 9 trucks break away. Everybody's going to be bunched up, and we're looking at a 2-lap shootout. Is it gloves off?
Yeah, amen. The gloves come off here. We're going to be 3 wide, 4 wide, 6 wide, whatever we can stick a piece of metal, it's going to go, I promise you.
All right, I tell you what, tell me a little bit about Kicking Asphalt and the guys you're hoping to get you up there to the front with.
Yeah, Kicking Asphalt, I tell you what, the best group of guys out here. We like to kind of hang out in the back and just kind of let the race come to us and, you know, just enjoy it and have a good time. And then when we get to this point, it's turn your hat around and time to go to the front.
Now I can see you're sporting a little bit of purple on that 111 truck. You're looking very good out there. Tell us a little bit about your feelings about Pad.
Well, I tell you what, you know, I live in the big city of Houston, Texas, and I see people all the time driving along on their phones, texting stuff. And I tell you what, I'm surprised we don't kill a bunch of people, but I absolutely support it 150%. I wish they'd make a law or a rule on software where you couldn't use your phone after 5 miles an hour.
That'd be awesome. I tell people to sit on them because the happy phone is the phone underneath your rear end.
Amen.
All right, now what are your personal plans other than to go to the front on a 6 wide?
You know, it's all going to depend on where I start, whether I'm going to start on the inside or outside. If it's outside, I'm going 3 wide all the way to the top and just pray. I'm hoping I get hooked up with Jimmy Crow. I tell you what, that guy, his push is good. He's a good driver, very steady. That is if I can't find my teammates, but I'm probably going to pick up one of those guys, and whoever wants to be my dance partner at this point, we're going to rock and roll.
All right, sounds good. Well, good luck to you, John.
Thank you, sir.
John Henderson with Kicking Asphalt doing a great job out here tonight. But I'll tell you what, we are getting down to the nitty-gritty out here tonight. A lot of drivers that were up in the front knocked out of tonight's race. Gary Whitmer Jr. in 6th position. Still hoping for Gary to get on up there. Lee Staples in 11th position. Good start for here, Lee Staples. He's in a really good spot at the moment, to be honest with you. J.D. Crow, Jimmy Crow, 17th and 18th, but unfortunately into pit row. Johnny Woodruff sitting in 20th in the 117. Ivan Garcia spotting a little bit of trouble on that front bumper of that truck. A little bit beat up. Tough break there for Ivan Garcia. Donald Stewart, unfortunately, having a little bit of a connection issue. Hopefully that will be settling down for Donald Stewart. Lap 97 of 100. 3 laps to go. Looking at about a 2-lap shootout. It's going to be a tough one, ladies and gentlemen. I'd say anybody in the top 6, we're going to be seeing some 3 wide. Gary Whitmer Jr. still has a shot. Sitting in 6th position. He is my pick for the night. Won last Saturday night's race 4 pad. He may get it tonight. Jesse Unruh starting side by side with Donald Stewart. 2-lap shootout here in the race 4 pad. 266. Appreciate you folks hanging out with us tonight in the race 4 pad. Join us here every Saturday night for 100 laps of truck racing, the Chevy Silverado and the Toyota Tundra. Everett Lane in 4th position still got a chance. If Everett and Gary can get hooked up, that might be the way to go. But I tell you what, we may have a sleeper, folks. Rachel Hunt making her debut race tonight with KMA Racing and Pad. 6th position. Very impressed with this little lady, even though she's driving a Toyota. This is where it gets tense, folks. Your knuckles are white. The sweat's dripping off your forehead. Your eyes are on all 3 mirrors. With a shootout like this, this is the absolute longest caution you can have. The absolute longest caution. The waiting is the hardest part. You know, Donald and Jesse right now are tense as can be. Waiting for that pace car to go in. "25 lead changes just amongst a handful of drivers. Ernie Williams Jr. and the number 36 Everett put a little heat on those tires. One more time by extended caution, making the wait even worse. Taking a look at our running order. "16 drivers still in it to win it. Possibly having a 1-lap shootout. Possibly this thing might be over if that pace car does not pull in. This time round, this race is over. I do believe we're looking at a one-lap shootout, though. I'm hoping. I want to see a one-lap shootout. Jesse's got a very good shot of winning tonight, even with a one-lapper. I'm not sure. The way these trucks are behaving, this might be over. I do believe this race is over, ladies and gentlemen. That being the case, Jesse Unruh has won the Racer Pad 266, and indeed, Jesse Unruh has won. Big shout out there to Jesse Unruh, tonight's winner. Great job out here done. Well-earned win for Jesse Unruh. He does win at Talladega Super Speedway. Fantastic run. We're going to get Jesse up in the booth here in just 1 second. How about it, Jesse? Have you got a copy?
Yeah, 10-4, I got you.
I'll tell you what, you did a great job out here tonight winning.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it.
Tell me a little bit about your thoughts.
We had a good working together as a Crow's Nest team tonight. I'd like to thank Jimmy Crow for putting on all the rooms. Got a lot of practice together.
I tell you what, you were up there up front all night. I've probably been mispronouncing your name all night. Will you give me the proper pronunciation of your name?
Yeah, my last name's Unruh.
Unruh. Okay, I will never forget that now. I apologize. I have been butchering it all night, Jesse. Unruh. Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, I tell you what. Again, great win tonight. Big shout out to you. Big shout out there to Crow's Nest. Fantastic job. And congratulations on winning the weekly Race for Pad. Anybody else you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I definitely want to give thanks to KMA Racing for putting on the race tonight on Saturday nights. We really like to come in and race with you guys, and it's a lot of fun. So appreciate all of that. Appreciate racing with you guys.
All right, copy that. Congratulations.
Yeah, 10-4. Thanks.
How about it, Donald Stewart?
Hey, Scott, how you doing? Let's shut some of these radios off.
All right, no problem. Ernie Williams, you got a copy.
He's out here doing donuts.
All righty, well, I tell you what, I'm going to talk to you both at once. Donald, Ernie, tell me about that last couple laps. We weren't sure if we were going to go back to green flag racing or not.
Boys, that was awesome, man.
Yeah.
We got lined up there for a little bit, and, man, we just started coming that middle lane, started to come in a little bit, and got a little wreck at the end, kind of helped us, made us finish 1, 2, 3.
Now, I tell you what, something that I think that really separated the men from the boys tonight was pit strategy, pit fuel loads, teamwork under pitting. I think the race was won in pit row. What do you think?
Well, for me, it kind of was. Hell, I was a lap down there at one point, and I got my lap back. Man, I had a lot of things to go right for me. Like I said, I was a lap down to come from a lap down to third. I think I was a lap down all the way around to the halfway point. So it was a grace of God that I got third place. A lot of people to thank, man. A lot of people helped me get up there.
And what about you, Don?
Oh, man, Scott, I just can't be more proud of Jimmy Crow putting together these bunch of guys and these bunch of races. They're like top of the line, man. We was 3 wide for, what, 9 deep for 15, 20 laps at the beginning of the race. And I'm just so proud to be be a part of that, and I appreciate all the teamwork that they do, and the teamwork shows off, because if you're going to win these races at Talladega against these boys, you got to have some teammates, and Crow's Nest, man, they're all about teamwork, and I just love them to death.
All right, copy that. Well, I tell you what, they're new to KMA, but I'm beginning to get a little bit of a crush on them too. Hell of a job, guys. Great job tonight.
Thank you, Scott. And I just want to congratulate Jesse Unruh on his win.
Yeah, did a great job. Unruh. That is a name I will never, ever again forget.
Have a good night, Scott. Thank you.
You too, Don. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the night in our race for Pad 266. If I can leave you with one thought, ladies and gentlemen, very seriously, keep Pad in your thoughts. People Against Distracted Driving, thousands of lives a year are wasted by a cell phone activity and just the irresponsibility of those that do text and drive. Stay alive, ladies and gentlemen. Don't text and drive. I am Scott Kolovic, and we are out of here, and we'll catch you live next Saturday.